session overview, I guess, is what we're calling this segment on BCTV. The first thing I'd like to say, what a beautiful day. We're out here outside of the Municipal Center, and it's nice to be back home. It looks like we have 1 or 2 more weeks up there in Montpelier, and I can't wait till it's over. This has been a fairly rough session for me personally. There's been a lot of issues in my personal life, and it's been hard to concentrate on this session, so I did want people to be aware of that. It's just been awful hectic and a lot of personal issues, and I've always been I pride myself in always getting back to you when you get a hold of me, and I'm slipping a little bit behind in the last week, especially on the big issue was campaign finance, which was voted on today, the governor's veto override. The veto was sustained, and I was a crucial vote in that, and it hurt to do that. But my reasoning was it's a smoke and mirrors bill. It hides the money from candidates' forms. The parties have more control over candidates, in my opinion, because now they dole out the money. And for an independent running, big expense to running a campaign would be mailings and staff. Those are given to the people in a party by the parties themselves, and I had a big problem with that. I also had a problem with the date. The date was going to start as passed, which would have given folks that are just now thinking about getting into the race, put them at a very big disadvantage, in my opinion. This is toward the end of this election cycle. And I heard from a lot of folks both ways, more so wanting me to vote for the campaign finance bill, which I have always been a strong supporter of. My problem with this one is, as I said, it put too much money in the control of the parties and not the candidates, and it hit a lot of the money. And I believe we need more independence. And this bill wouldn't have helped us get to there. Also, for me, I believe in true campaign finance reform, where it's publicly financed and we're all on an equal footing. I know that's a free speech issue in the courts, but I feel the way things are going today, free speech is being bought. And those of us who want to run as an independent without a lot of money are just being rolled over. And that's why I did not support this campaign finance bill. And I'm sorry for those of you I disappointed. But I just couldn't do it. Some of the other big issues that we had, I was on the Institutions and Corrections Committee for the 8th year. One of the big issues was the reorganization of our prison system. The House side thought that it was moving a little too fast, and we decided that we were going to slow it down a little bit and study some more of the issues. To be honest with you, I wasn't really too hep on studying anymore. We've done a lot of those. I'm kind of more into getting ready to act. But I went with the committee because there was a lot of other stuff in it also. That will be fought out in a committee of conference between the senators and the House members, and we'll see where that finally comes up. All in all, this session has been a session where I've focused on basically 2 things, and that's been the Institution Corrections Committee bill for the reorg on the prison system and the capital bill. But some of the other issues that we've dealt with, or that I've dealt with on a personal basis and with other local legislators, was we tried to save a program. I don't know if we're going to be totally successful yet. I'm hoping we are. Pathways to Housing, which we tended to lose the funding for somewhere through all of what goes on in Montpelier. And when Chris Hart from Brattleboro Housing Authority called and let us know she couldn't find the funding, local reps from the area tried to find some funding, which we were successful. We found some. We hope the Senate will find some more. Talking to Senator Bartlett, who is the chair of the Appropriations Committee, she says she's going to find some money. They like this program. It does save us a lot of money. For instance, we can put these folks are in a rental unit for about $586 a month, which is a rental unit, like I said, a home. Or we pay $1,500 a month for them in a motel room. You do the math. I'd rather have families living in a decent home than cramped in a single hotel room. So we addressed that problem, and hopefully that will be taken care of. And it couldn't have been done. That was one of the good things about this job, is when everybody works together, Republican, progressive, independent, Democrat, doesn't matter. The issue meant something here, and we did something about it. I'm also trying to do some work with the retreat and make sure the retreat is part of the Vermont State Hospital plan when they decide to either build or reorganize that. I want to make sure that we have a perfect facility and well-trained staff, and we should be a major part of the plan. And as of now, we're still not, and that's something we're working on. Senator White is working very hard on that also, along with Senator Shumlin and the rest of the delegation on the House side. Also, I'm working with folks from the Phoenix House down here at the Linden Lodge, or the former Linden Lodge, to see if we can do something about getting some transitional housing units for very low-risk offenders that need programming when we release them from prison. It doesn't make much sense to keep letting these folks out and without the tools they need to be successful. So I'm hoping that with the help of Phoenix House and the retreat and Department of Corrections, we can maybe do something down here. That's part of the big bill and the reorg bill that should be helpful. There's been an awful lot of other things that have been done. If you have any concerns or questions, feel free to call me at home on the issues that you'd like to talk about. My number at home is 254-4285. Again, that's 254-4285. And I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody out there about any issue. We are winding down. By the time you see this, we're probably going to be on our last week. So there's not a lot we'll be able to do anymore this session. But it's good to start talking to your reps and your senators early if you have any ideas for bills, as this is an election year, so who knows who's going to be there. But when the November election does happen, whoever is going to be elected to go up there and represent you, at least they can have a heads up on what it is they would need to do to craft language that would help a situation you may be in or something you'd like to see done. So again, it's been great serving the people of Brattleboro in the House. I'm sure most people know I'm not running again for my House seat, but I will be trying a shot at the Senate, and we'll see what happens. So feel free to give me a call about that. And again, I'd like to thank BCTV for putting on the series that was put on, where you got to see some of what was going on up north. And that's one of the things I've always said, is we don't really have a lot of accountability up there. And I think we need more of that. You have more accountability sitting on a local select board here in town, because it's what you see, and you get to see the folks that serve you locally more than you see what we're doing up in Montpelier. So anything that we can do to let the folks that we represent hear what we have to say, I think we're better off. So thank you, BCTV. Thanks for everybody who supported me, and take care.